her best friend, her business partner, walks in and says, I know what you're not about to do. Leave Bill Hamilton alone. So Bill shows up at Danny's house to apologize. Now, let's be honest. Danny secretly is not over Bill. And even though she is devastated at what he did, I think if Bill was to say, I'm done with Haley, I want to get back with you, she would take him back. Even to the point she was at the house contemplating calling him. And she's no, we're not going to do this. We're going to do this, which shows growth, which shows improvement. And while she was about to call him, she doesn't call him, but he shows up. At first, he was just showing up in her thoughts. Then he shows up at the house, and he admits that at the end of the day, given how I treated you, I did not deserve you coming to the hospital checking on me. I don't deserve you coming to the hospital to make sure I did exactly what the doctor thought I should do. I didn't deserve that. And he said, I want to apologize to you. So he apologized for how the marriage ended. He said, I'll admit the marriage was over for me, but you did not deserve me to leave like that. So of course she's all teary-eyed, and she's like, well, what do you expect me to do with this? He's like, I'm not leaving Haley. I just need you to know I'm sorry. And I felt like she needed that, but the reality is, women, listen up. We don't need, women and men, you don't need closure to move on. You really don't. Like that is a myth from the pit of hell that keeps you locked in bondage and keeps you locked on from moving on, that you need closure, you need answers. Because sometimes you're not going to get them. And even if you get them, is it really going to validate the hurt? Anyway. So Haley comes to this house because she sees Bill's car in the driveway. As soon as he drives off, she pulls up, walks in the house, confronts Danny. And Danny was like, the fact that you're here, you obviously believe he's going to do the same thing to me the same thing to you that he did to me. Haley starts cramping up. They take her to the hospital. Danny thinks again she's lying about this pregnancy. Fast forward. Ashley said something about an ultrasound, and the nurse admits that Haley never asked for an ultrasound, despite the fact she told Bill she had an ultrasound. Yeah, all the red flags. Question mark. What's really going on, Haley? Are you lying? Because you're trying to keep your man. Now, let's be honest. Bill was not going anywhere. He didn't want Danny. He's not stepping out and cheating, even though he was known for being a cheater with Danny. So what are you doing, Haley? I'm really confused. All right. Jacob and Naomi. So Jacob finally admits to Naomi what Smitty told him in this investigation. So immediately Naomi's like, we need to let Granddad know, because if Martin is tied up in something, they don't know that their dad... Mr. Grandpa Vernon knows everything. Matter of fact, he's one of the master manipulators of all the stuff that's going on. When this stuff all comes out, and I wonder if is it all going to come out or a certain part's going to come out to protect Vernon. But if they find out Granddaddy is slick, and I don't mean that in the greatest way. So then, now today, I'm not going to lie, as slow as it was, there were a few kicks of drama. Like, for instance, the helmet I told you about. Then Chelsea's lover, remember she was in like a polyamorous relationship with a married couple. Married. Then the wife, not her wife, but his wife and Chelsea decided, we just want to be together. But she noticed that this wife was not interested in Chelsea. She just wanted Chelsea for her body. Of course, when Chelsea is in love, she meets this new woman and someone who finally sees me. They're on their date. Who's in the corner eyeing Chelsea? And I'm thinking, oh Lord. But isn't that, y'all, this is another relationship. Isn't that always happen when you find somebody? That's a Coco Jones song. Like when she tries to move on and he comes sniffing around and liking my posts and I can't move on. And you can move on. And what bothered me is when the girl came over to say, I don't mean to interrupt your date, but I need to interrupt your date. And the surgeon was like, well, I got to get up early anyway, so I'm going to leave. And then Chelsea's like, no, don't do that. And she's like, no, I really need to get up early for my surgery. So the girl sits down. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but I really need to talk to you about some things. I think she's lying about the husband. She said the husband is being very angry and bitter, and I don't know if I can trust him. I think she's trying to get Chelsea's remorse. And then finally Chelsea says, my brother-in-law is a detective. And then, of course, the wifey, and I say wifey, this is not Chelsea's wife, but she is a wife to this dude. I'm not ready to make that move yet. Okay. So Chelsea's like, why are you here? Because I miss us. I want us to get back together. And that's when Chelsea's girl walks back in and is looking like, what is happening here? Chelsea, don't be stupid. I don't think Chelsea is stupid enough to go back and wreck who she believes is the best thing that ever happened to her. I don't understand. So, but classic soap opera drama, that's the way things work.